Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Neon 1000, my continuing exploration of this book given away with Neon magazine in the late 90s. So in episode 18 I covered the big business movies section, and as with the other sections from the book, I have compiled a modern version, basically movies that were released pretty much from 1997, which is when this book came out. This was actually quite a hard list to compile. Most of the original entries, or like a large portion of them, were either made in the 80s, which was the money decade, or like the early 90s, so sort of the tail end of the money decade. So that was quite hard to compile. There's not really been a decade like that since. Jerry Maguire from 1996, which does seem like I'm breaking my rules, but it wasn't released on video or Laserdisc until 1997, so possibly didn't come out before this book was made. Tom Cruise's sports agent gets fired from his job for having morals and starts his own sports agency, but he only has one customer. Show me the money! Office Space from 1999, where a office worker in a software company is left in a state of permanent bliss when his psychotherapist dies mid-session and is obviously unable to snap out of it. This leads to him not really caring about the job, not doing overtime, not playing by the rules. And it also gets him fast-tracked to a management position, which he doesn't want. The Devil Wears Prada from 2006. Probably not one of my favourite films, but I added it to the list for sheer cultural impact. This was quite a big movie at the time. Since then, there's been a very successful musical based on the film, which was based on a book. And very recently, they have just made a sequel. So I feel it probably needed inclusion. And like I said, this has been a very hard list to compile. An aspiring journalist gets a job at a magazine that is legally distinct from Vogue. There Will Be Blood from 2007, where a ruthless oil prospector becomes a ruthless oil tycoon. This gave Daniel Day-Lewis his second Oscar. So you might be wondering why the sudden costume change. That's because I filmed and edited the first section and had saved that. And then I was editing the second section and deleted the footage and couldn't recover it. So I'm happy to do it all again. Hooray! He Was a Quiet Man, starring an almost unrecognisable Christian Slater as a disgruntled office worker who plans to murder his colleagues and then kill himself, but becomes an unwitting hero when someone beats him to it and he ends up killing them instead. Iron Man from 2008, where genius inventor and arms dealer Tony Stark gets kidnapped by terrorists, builds a giant mech suit to escape, and finds out that his mentor / second in command was behind the whole thing, and it's all just a ploy to take over the company. The Social Network from 2010, where android Mark Zuckerberg creates Facebook in his attempts to become a real boy. Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street, the true story of Jordan Belfort, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, about his drug-fueled partying, dodgy deals and FBI evasion. The film showed that Jonah Hill could do more than comedy, and gave a big break to Neighbours star Margot Robbie. The Founder from 2016, starring Michael Keaton as Ray Kroc, a former milkshake machine salesman, say that 3 times fast, who steals the McDonald's franchise from the McDonald's brothers and turns it into a global empire of meaty proportions. The documentary Super Size Me made me not want to eat McDonald's food for the health reasons illustrated in the film, and there was a period of a good few months where I didn't eat McDonald's food. I just completely put off the idea of eating it, despite there being a restaurant very close to where I live and frequented often. This made me not want to eat McDonald's food on moral grounds. An Air from 2023, the story of sports brand Nike taking a chance on the then unknown rookie Michael Jordan and creating one of the most iconic pieces of footwear of the 20th century. Okay, so that is my list of big business movies. What should I have included? What should I have left out? Let me know in the comments below. And that's all I've got time for. So long, farewell.